This is artist Seak Winkler. This video is an art performance as well as an art piece itself. And I'm, what I'm doing here. I'm rearranging the canvases in my house, and creating some more space to then say this to refurbish or redecorate or refill certain rooms and reuse certain rooms in a different way. And this has also the function maybe of inspiring me on a subconscious level, you know, because I mean the maybe is I should leave the maybe away, because it will have the effect of sorting my thoughts, my clarity, and programming me in a way. Plus, I will it will be good for my weight, because I must move more, and I will how do you call that? Restructure how I organize myself. To make better use of the rooms, but because my name suggests that Claus is similar to house, also from the letters, everything is then connected in a way, and because I'm doing everything by my own, I must make good use of my time. So for example, doing all this here requires calories, which means I'm moving myself. It's like a workout. Then I can create content while I'm practicing my English, while I'm giving you a nice impression, participate in art. And then I'm programming the matrix, you know, because with what I'm doing here, this also has an effect on others, you know. Not that the energy in the house then will reflect outside, but you, for example, recognizing what I'm doing here, and then you pacing that, or maybe I exhale the fact that I did that, and also like filming and documenting it and holding my cell phone while doing this. I'll take two canvases now, two at once. I will exhale this when I'm interacting with other people, la-di-da-di-da. So this will then have to have an effect on other people, like with everything, you know. So yeah. In Germany, this is called Stiveln also. Stiveln, but this is more like for sourcing. Like when housewives are rearranging everything and redecorating everything. But this is like, oder umräumen. You can also call it umräumen. It's like U-Haul. Basically, I'm a human U-Haul, and I'm U-Hauling everything here. And the challenge is also to make it in a way that it's space efficient. While that's one reason why my paintings are also so detailed or so packed with informations, because we are living here in the, I mean, first that's those here. Because it's a space question, you know. On the other hand, you can say my work is then in opposition to the globalist modern art world slop they're selling or presenting at trade shows. There's lots of empty spaces, because those artists who create these pieces, they have the problem of that they create probably too much work, or they and then they depending on large studios, or no, large galleries, large rooms, large museums, where my work can be hung almost everywhere. But I also must paint larger paintings also, because all this small stuff is, I don't know, it's not healthy for my psyche. Also, anyways, so I'm creating space which I then can use. The question is how I will use this room. I'll just put the canvases out. This is basically what I did the last 20 years, or 36 years, better say, or 28 years. Because before that I painted mostly on walls. As most of the artists who follow me for longer, know me from the 90s, from the beginning 2000s, know. So this video functions also as an authenticity proof, because I'm not even fully dressed, and I'm how to say that? I'm doing everything myself. I just also very authentic. authentic. No new words. I should come up with some new words I'm saying here on YouTube. Wonder how I program you or influence you how this benefits my art. Good thing is I'm working out. This is like the 10,000 steps I have to do. Yeah, that's. I think probably the people who concerned with me are like thinking like, okay, is he on a good path in life? With all painting the art, anything is possible with him. He can completely every day can develop in any directions. I mean, I'm just considering the way I painted my house and developed like this. or how it's not crazy. I mean, it's how that's perceived by people. I don't know. I don't like the term. I mean, we have to debunk the term radical here. If that's in your mind. The word radical is misused because it's used by it was utilized by the Bolsheviks, the Bolsheviks, which were Comintern communist, in a way socialist if you want, communist, internationalists also. They used this term to hinder Russian people from self-preservation, and then those Bolsheviks mass meddled 60 million, 120 million, something like that, Russians. And those Bolsheviks were in majority from another group, They weren't Russian. They were like 85% weren't Russian. So there you have it. The point is, they use that term, radical, or radical and right-wing radical, rechtsextrem or rechtsradikal. And then a slight change in that word was used established in the 70s. I would say from CIA here from the anti-whites here in Germany. Maybe with the help of CIA, maybe they nudged it and used the anti-whites, the leftists, which are anti-whites, as a proxy. Because HT has a nice flyer website where you can see all these, who's behind everything, with names and everything. So it's very easy with that website to get people out of the matrix and solve the puzzle, who's behind everything. I mean, anyways, so what the AI, which is of course also controlled opposition on steroids, came up with is clarity. Instead of using the word left-wing or right-wing extremism or anything like that, AI, it was Grok to be precise, came up with the term clarity. So it's I have the name the Klarheit, klar, in German it's klar. So in terms of radical, it's klar, which then gives the whole thing a totally different twist. So if you exchange in your life the term everywhere, you would say left wing or right wing extremism, or being left wing or right wing radical, or being radical or being extreme or anything. If you would then exchange this term with the word clarity, you're clear, that gives life and language and perspective and how you interacted so far on all kinds of other levels a totally different twist. So twist is an euphemism, like a totally different. It's crazy because, well, it's not crazy. The point is that shame is always clarity. So if you bring someone into clarity, you end up most definitely you are on the frequency of shame, or guilt, or disgust. Usually I think it's disgust. I don't know if it's even shame, which is also the question is how much directions can that go. I must probably research that a little bit. And I have the connotation phonetically in my name, you know, Seak Claus Winkler, or Winkler, like with Winkler or Winkler. Klar means clarity. It's like, yes, I understood it. Now it's clear, you know. But, I mean, is it really clear, or how many levels you all have overseen? And Winkler is like, of course, there's the word air. It's kind of like structureless, like you know. Also, unless you put air in some kind of like thing where you can put it in. But Claire is like you have to clear up something. You have to make something tidy, sober, ordentlich. You know, you have to clean something. You have to find something out, or double check something, or investigate. For example, you can clear a clogged toilet, or you can also clear solve. I mean, it's also meant in terms of like resolve an issue between people, or you don't know something and you have to double check and do some research, or like just watch again on that. What was there? Okay, and something like that. That can also be interpreted like that. So this is basically the end point, the landing point, or landing gear, or landing field, where my artist name and my name is bringing people to, like the clarity, or something is understood, and or something is something must be double checked, or you know. So like what I'm doing here is literally. I mean, I have a task here because I have to use my rooms different because I have some changes coming up. But this is also like, so this on a subconscious level. What I'm doing here is also rearranging the thoughts or certain patterns in my mind, in my brain, you know, because I mean the house has the form of a head, you know. Then you have in the word seek, you also have the EA from head. I'm not meaning this in a sexual way this time. Then you have also the word house, Claus, you know. Claus is like my name. The word house is where I'm inside right now. So I'm literally inside. My subconscious programs me then, or will later digest all this, and this will have an effect on my psyche. Yeah, because I'm rearranging everything here and cleaning myself up and restructuring myself. Nice piece, by the way. But I also liked it before. Now it's like really packed in a way, which is less light-footed, you know. I must be careful that I'm not, that it looks at the end can easily end up being like a, how do you say that? Like a, like it's like some kind of like manic, obsessive, crazy person. I mean, if the state can have you for the wrong opinion, it's always good to appear a little bit crazy or to prove that you are not healthy. Because in Germany, we are living in an anti-white or anti-German gulag, where that's the concept of Germany. It's a mill. They created it like a mill, so that the Germans are gone. But, and that's the part where it creates also hope, they created it also to then open up the rest of Europe, and because Germany is the motor of Europe. And I'm not talking about economics, also about like from the DNA point of view. I'm mincing my words already. So they're trying to get rid of the Europeans. It's and it goes beyond jealousy. It's planned. You know all the names: Kalergi, Morgenthau. If you don't know, or Kaufmann, Pfizer-Plan, etc. Anyways, so the word Seak with the EA, which is also like deaf, is like encouraging them, or it encourages you to become a truther and to wake up and then to go and talk to others, or to amplify that energy, but with the K, in a way that people become awake because they're doing it too fast. You know, if you heat up the pot where the frogs are in boiling too fast or cooking, they jump out. You know, and that's me playing 5D chess since ever. So some bucket with black books, sketchbooks. One of a few. I don't know if it's many, but a few. I guess. Yeah. So, I don't know if that's interesting for you what I'm doing here. I'll create some value. But it's trying to, I always brabble about authenticity. So here you have authenticity. No one cares. Which is good, because in those times you are prepared for success, so you don't. Germany, I would say, like, damit dir das Plätzchen nicht durchbrennt. The cookie in your head, which is, Plätzchen can also mean like a platine with like the oats and chips, doesn't burn through, but also like you have like a cookie in your brain, and if that it humbles everything so that that cookie isn't burned through, like not that it's burnt, but it's like it's so hot that it in the middle creates a hole. Which is double meaning, because freedom is good, but then the problems you have to structure yourself. I mean, you have to do that anyway, to have a direction and an inner compass. Because, like saying a circle in a circle, you can easily then cuckold people, because that form, if like a promiscuous woman or some hot wife or female fight, and I put it on the ankle, then she can basically take up your structureless energy and the magic in that form and anchor it on herself. And this is how you create a fetish. And this is how you lower birth rates too. There you go. I'm not saying that the religion of peace is right with women. But so, yeah, no reason to make fun. For example, yesterday was the 8th of May, the day the globalist forces occupied Germany to get rid of, those people occupied also America, I must say, and with this as a leverage, they can then fulfill their activities. So just because I didn't post anything or anything doesn't mean I didn't do on Telegram and shared with a few selected people stuff, and also on per SMS. But yeah, so my house speaks every day to everybody. I also had local politicians contacting me, asked me why I put myself in harm's way so much with that. But it's, I would say, yeah, it's because I'm not because when you are a politician, they could attack you, and the system is designed that it can corrupt you, and the others are holding you back, and you then sell your or lose your ideals why you did something, while the globalists above are steering the game. And you can also see in politics that the discourse in politics is different than what the people are saying. If you talk with the people, like I'm talking with all kinds of people, like one thing I hardly leave the house, but when I do, I have like a daily body count of wake-up talks, and I talk a lot with people. More with those people, more like those people who always claim they talk with so many people and complain about me that I'm not leaving the house, because when I do, I have like I have a reputation for that. I think probably already, if they know who I am, if they would know, and those who know me, that was like blah blah blah. So yeah, the discourse, and also on the internet, you can see it in the forefield. The discourse, the talk people have, and the issues, also the young people, is different than and you have in the cabinets and in the Bundestag, Reichstag, Senate, Congress, or whatever you want to call it, because the people in charge with particular, how do you call that, like headgear on, which isn't really headgear, they control the narrative, as everybody knows. So, yeah. I would be curious how many steps I've walked already, but the question is my content here already interesting enough for you to follow me? I guess maybe I'm doing these videos for NGOs and leftists, but they waste their resources because they must watch this because they don't know what I'm saying. But there's maybe a function you can scan or screen what I'm saying, so they can then can get me something. So I'm as how they say would say in World War II that I'm bounding enemy forces because I'm doing these videos. I had to take like 2 years ago on Telegram that we all should relieve ourselves, fapping to generate stuff, so that the people who surveil us, our FBI and CIA and Mossad and political police, German political police handlers, are starting to get into a downward spiral, which then, you're fighting the enemy basically. Because they're also getting disgusted by everything. But the problem is you then become like what they want you to do. You're consuming porn and call it like it is. That's Geuslop. But this is already a euphemism. So I'm here working like an ant. Ants, they're the queen. I don't know about that. That's all before breakfast. Isn't that an achievement? in terms of moving and getting out of bed and doing those infamous 10,000 steps. Maybe this is also meditation, you know. Oh, by the way, this is a canvas I told you in a few videos ago in a photo. This is masterpiece. It's from 1980, and I thought that was a detailed piece back then. Because I used the spray paint technique with the with the cap of the can. I put a hole inside and a hole here, and then I could paint through. And that was like, it was a huge waste of paint. Here it's also, it's still my same telephone number. I'm still having the same, I can't film this now, but it has still the same telephone number since I'm having these days. So, talking about loyalty. That's also a nice E here. Nice yellow one. Nice. Yeah, these are nuggets, you know. Like those nuggets are happening when you work low outcome dependent. I don't know, I don't want to call it no outcome dependent. That is over exaggerated, but it's like a low outcome dependent. I'm talking about being occupied. This is also a canvas which it prints from. It's called Occupied. Of course, painted from two sides. The interesting part when I did that, I was just interpreted everything on a cocaine level to cater to the degenerate, liberal, super rich, la-di-da, and all those claqueurs on the way upstairs who pretend like they also can afford it, while in truth they're just mirroring their clients and pretending like they do because they want to appear cool, la-di-da. And occupied in that context means you put like your stretched coke into the testing liquid of the easy tester, and then everything appears red, and it's like just big clumps of like cutting agents which are worthless and is differently or similar toxic and dangerous as the illiquid substance itself, while the stuff which is good is blue. I mean, which also represents Berlin, you know, they're all like leftists and stuff, and communists and anti-whites. Anyway, the real Berliners probably all left. I would say that. But the thing is, I was for years interpreting everything on a cocaine level, with a cocaine double wit. Also in flirting and communication, it was like was really stubborn. It was like also when someone was trying to flirt with me or anything, and all the time, it was like a shield or like a filter. And but the fun thing, because you know, if you make like on a double indirectly, you know, double meaning, but this double meaning can also works because it's double meaning on a sexual level. And now comes the kicker, which makes it interesting. My family, my grandmother, who with my grandfather built this house after they fled from East Prussia. Yes, both my grandfathers were in the party, in the forbidden party, you know, from uncle. So she was, when she was 16, she was the assistant, the teenage assistant. I mean, not that they had a teenage assistant, but my grandmother was so good that they made her the assistant of the chief of the Hauswirtschaftsschule in Kukanese, which is, Kukanese is in East Prussia.